In Chapter 7 of this educational psychology book, we learned about complex cognitive processes. So this is things like problem solving and critical thinking, and like complex cognitive processes and metacognition. So we learned a lot about metacognition, which is thinking about thinking, and then we learned about like development and how to teach metacognition. We also learned about critical thinking, which is defined as the process of systematically examining available information and coming up with conclusions that are based on evidence. We also learned about creative thinking, as well as problem solving, which they gave us the model, the problem solving model. So this was like the ways that problems can be solved. These are all important things for educators to understand, because it's important to realize how your students can think about their own thinking and what they can do and what you can do as educators to help them to understand how they think about things. So if kids are understanding how they study best for a test, you can help them to know that this is how they're going to have the best possible outcome. So that's kind of what we learned about. And the next question I'm going to talk about is if I've ever seen this concept at work as a student, teacher, or intern. So I have seen this at work many times, especially in my practicum last semester. I was in a kindergarten practicum, and I've seen creative thinking and critical thinking and even metacognition, which was a lot more rare in kindergartners, but I've seen this at work too. So the problem-solving model is something that my teacher, or my cooperative teacher, used when she would do projects. So when we went outside into this gazebo, she would put a problem that had to do with nature. Like one time, the flower she was growing was dying, and so the kids had to go through and talk about how they're going to fix this problem and how they're going to make it better. So this was interesting to see. And I've also seen kind of creative thinking and critical thinking. The teacher, more so creative in kindergarten, the teacher would kind of push kids to be creative and imagine things and be imaginative, which I thought was really cool. The next question was, how might this concept impact your teaching or working with students? And what could I do as an educator to address this issue? So, I've seen the theory of like problem solving. Let's see. This can affect me working with students because I can use it to solve problems that I would have with students. Also, metacognition, I can help to help students understand what they can do to make things easier on them as students. Creative thinking, I can make sure the kids are being creative in their thinking, they're not being closed-minded, and I, as an educator, am not forcing them to think kind of inside the box. I can make sure they're thinking outside the box too. So these are all really important things that I learned in this chapter, and it was really interesting to me. So yeah.